Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. So I finally started watching TV shows again for the first time in like 6 months, more than that. I've just been working, I've been really busy on my YouTube channels and Twitch and my work obviously, so it's I've hardly had enough time to be honest, but I've been spending most of my free time watching YouTube videos, so I'm just like, instead of doing that, why don't I just watch TV shows and watch a few less YouTube videos? That would be better. But anyway, I started watching The Boys. I've been looking forward to this ever since the end of season 1. Season 1 was so damn good, and season 2 was not a disappointment. It was not as good as season 1, which is not a big surprise because season 1 set a really high standard for this show. Season 2 was not as good, but it was solid. I liked the storyline. It was very dark, very gory. Had a bit less gore than last time, I feel. Actually, no. No, actually, the court scene. No, never mind. There was definitely more gore in this, or at least just as much. Definitely more. I like the fact that there's they're going a lot in terms of the effects in this show. It looks better than TV show quality. Usually in TV shows, there's a limited budget, so you don't see as much as you should. Like, for example, in CWDC. But in this one, it seems like they use their budget really well because they really go all out. It looks good, visually looks good. There's a lot of dialogue for sure. It's not like full of action, but when there is action, it looks very good. There's a new character, Stormfront, who is very crazy. Her powers are ridiculous, and she's a new member of the Seven. Not really a spoiler, but when you see season 2, you see what her role is and what happens with her. There's some brutal scenes, especially in the finale, the very end to the finale, like the final battle. It goes very deep. This show does go very deep, especially the main character with Butch. But Butch, I've forgotten his name for a second. I was going to call him Carl Urban, but Butch, it goes deeper with his character for sure. There's some very good scenes in it. Obviously, the ending of season 1 is a massive cliffhanger, and season 2 builds on that. And there's other storylines as well inside it within different characters. You get to see what the Deep is up to when he's out of the Seven. You get to see different characters colliding, which is quite exciting. I'm not explaining this very well, but the point is, it's a very good show to watch if you don't mind gore. It is, if you've never seen it, it's basically about corrupt superheroes. So they're superheroes, but they're also very corrupt. They're controlled by this company, and they're actually very evil. They kill people. You know, they're not really heroes. They're just heroes on television. Well, they're heroes in the public eye, but reality, behind the scenes, they're really bad people. And the boys are a group who want to take them down. They're vigilantes. So that's what the show's about, and it's very crazy. The Seven are basically like the Justice League, but the evil version. Homeland is basically like a mix of Captain America and Superman, but just evil. Maeve is basically Wonder Woman. The Deep is basically Aquaman. I don't know who you could say Starlight is. A-Train, basically like the Speedster, like the Flash, you know. There's similarities between them and the Justice League, just like they're the bad versions of them. Starlight is more of a good light to the team, but you understand it if you watch it. It's not for me to explain everything, but I did like it. Also, in the past few years, TV shows and movies have been pushing more diversity, more female characters at the forefront, LGBT, ethnic minorities, etc, etc, etc. And there's been a lot of that representation, a lot more in TV shows and movies and games as well, for sure. Entertainment in general, there's been a lot more of this. And it's two sides of a coin. Half the time, it's not great because it's forced. It feels forced and it just doesn't fit the story. It just ruins it, and it just sacrifices narrative for representation, and it just doesn't work, and it just flops. The other half, they do it right. They add more representation in a good way, in a fair way, and it actually helps the storyline move forward. It actually progresses the story, progresses the narrative. You see, as long as it works for the story, you can put as much representation as you want. You can put as much representation as you want. And in this show, it felt organic. It needs to feel organic. It shouldn't feel forced. And in this show, there's definitely more women involved, more women at the forefront of the show, and they do it right. They do it organically in a way that fits the storyline. And for me, it's just fantastic the way they did it. And this is one of the, if you look at how they use the women, especially towards the finale of the show, it's very organic and it just works. It just works, and that's great. When it works, you can put as much representation as you want. For me, the storyline is very important. You can't sacrifice it just for representation. It's got to be the right balance, and in this show they found the right balance between that, so that was good as well. There's also a lot of like political references, like to real life politics. It didn't feel like forced in your face, but like it kind of felt realistic to real life in a way, even though the superheroes, it's not real. But yeah, there are a lot of cool things about this show for sure. The way season 2 ended was very interesting. There was a crazy cliffhanger, and also there were certain things that were quite interesting to me. I do wonder how season 3 is going to go, because I own the books. Not a physical copy, but I own the books on Kindle. I haven't read them yet, but I have read a few bits, and I have also seen some videos about it, and it's not the same as the comics. It is changed up, it's different, but there's also some things they do in the comics that are similar to the show, and there are some things that they're going to do in the comics in future that I really want to see, and I'm just wondering, when are they going to do it? How long is the show planning to be? Because I'm hoping that whatever the plan is for this show, whether it's 5 seasons or 10 seasons, I hope that the show's momentum continues, and I hope it continues to be good, because we need to see a complete storyline. Because considering how it goes for the boys in the comics, I want to see similar things in the future in the show, and for that to happen you need a long build up. So I'm hoping that the show keeps its popularity for long enough so we get to see the ending. You know, that's what I want. Hopefully it's not like The Walking Dead, where it loses momentum and it just ruins it. To be fair, The Walking Dead is good now, and there's a review coming after this, but the point is, I'm hoping that they have a good, fulfilling show overall, and I'm hoping that momentum is not lost, because I want to see this show go through to the end, whenever the ending is. But I'm also hoping it's just about right. I'm also hoping that it's not going for too long. But either way, this was a good show that I highly recommend, especially if you like superhero movies, especially if you like Watchmen, for example. Like, this show, in a way, is similar to Watchmen, and it's got the gore of Kick-Ass, I guess. And I guess I could say Deadpool as well. It's got, you know, brutal violence like Kick-Ass or Deadpool, but the politics in it is similar to Watchmen. So that's the kind of idea I got for you. But if you're a superhero fan and you're old enough to watch it, check it out. In my opinion, it's very good. This is your boy actually, wait, rating 8. First season is a 9, but this season is an 8. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and see ya.
You down.